Did you know that within the archive held here at Drapers Hall, there is a set of maps, which this year are celebrating their 400th anniversary? Let me tell you about their story. The map book relates to an estate that the Drapers Company once owned in what is now Northern Ireland. Now, London and its livery companies were seen by the Crown as a good source of money, and also often turned to the livery companies and the city to support pet projects and initiatives. And one such example was James I's expectation of the city and its livery companies to purchase from him the lands that he had confiscated from the Earls of Tyrone and Tyrconnell. Now, the livery companies were grouped together under the Great 12 Companies, and by 1622, the Crown was very interested in knowing how the estates were developing, and so Sir Thomas Phillips was commissioned to visit and report back. And as part of this process, Sir Thomas Phillips commissioned a series of maps. It is not known how many sets of the maps were made, but only 2 sets exist today. One held at Lambeth Palace Archive, and the other is here in Drapers Hall. Now, they are a very special set of maps for this reason, but also because they are created by Thomas Ravens, who was a pioneer figure in the history of Irish map making. They are full of detail, colour and vibrancy. And yes, they are 400 years old. Now, the maps, as you can see here, start with an overview of those Great 12 estates. It then moves on to show a plan of Derry, or Londonderry as it was also came to be known. And this is the very first plan of Derry that shows the names of the key streets. So we have Silver Street, Gracious Street, Queen Street, and Shambles. Phillips also wanted to show fortifications, so we have Colmore Fort. And it's not just a matter of showing walls and guns, but also life. So we have these 2 splendid little boats with their sailors and rowers. Further into the book, we have Coleraine, another settlement. And again, we have ships coming up the river, as well as details of the city itself. The majority of the book, though, features an overview map for each of the estates. So we're going to just flip through and find a map. So this one is it's called the plat, or a map or a plan of the ironmonger's land. So this shows you the extent of the ironmonger's estate, the rivers, particular towns and settlements. And then what follows is a detail of the ironmonger's principal settlements, with what's called a defensive bourne, the locals' houses that have been built by probably British architects, English architects and designers and builders that have been taken over by the settlers. And then towards the end, we have the Drapers' own estate. And this mentions Moneymore, which was the principal Drapers' town in 1622. And there we have this splendid map plan of Moneymore. And again, if we just flick back to the overview map, there is no mention, you will see, of Drapers Town. Drapers Town came to be the second principal settlement on the Drapers estate, but these maps date to 1622, and Drapers Town was not created or developed until the very end of the 18th, very early 19th century.